we're going to do the push and pull exercise that we've done, because this is now going to today become quite useful in the Tai Chi form. So we're kind of practicing a bit of something we're going to do a bit later on. In fact, put your left or right leg forward. Probably your right leg's best for you, so you can turn and easily see me. Okay, I'm now in mirror. This is my left leg, but it's fine. Start on the front. Sit back. Toe up if you like, it's fine. Elbows down to hips. And now feel like your elbows are pushing, feel like your hands are pushing. This jams well into the floor. Okay, if we were doing sun style, you would bring that foot in like this, but we're not. So you just leave the foot flat on the floor. Okay, now the main thing is here, and I think we've had this before, but it's fine, we'll just do it again. So when you sit back here and lift your toe and you settle elbows towards your hips, make sure you don't pull them behind. Yeah, that's why I say elbows to hips, not in front, not behind, level. You now tuck the pelvis under more, you're not going to see that, and then release it and push. So sit back, tuck your pelvis under as you sit down, but now tuck it under even more. So you feel as though you're pushing with the tip of your spine, the end of the coccyx. Yeah. And push. Release as you sit back. Tuck under more. Okay, now when I do that tuck under more, this goes in more. So in effect, when I sit back, let me horribly exaggerate this, right? Let me really stick it out. It looks dreadful. Okay, so I stick it out, and here, when I start tucking under, look, it's already going in because my bum's tucking under. My pubic bone's lifting up towards here. This gap is narrowing, so I've tucked under, and then I tuck under even more, and it pulls in even further, and then I release it and let go on the push. Okay, so let's just turn around, face the other wall. Put your left leg forward. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Sit back. Now start to lift the pubic bone up so your bum tucks under. Now tuck it under even more so you lift the pubic bone up even further at the front and push. Now, what tends to happen, and I've seen in classes, what tends to happen is this. People go tuck under, and then they go tuck under more, and their head goes right the way down like this. But that's not tucking under. Well, it is. It's sort of the top part doing the tuck for you. You haven't really used the bottom part to go under. So attempt, if you can, to keep your spine kind of vertical. I mean, a little tiny bit of lean, because you're basically turning your back into a C shape. Yeah, basically your spine is doing that very slightly, but don't overdo it at the expense of the bottom by doing too much on the top. So here we are. Sit back, tuck your bottom under. Okay, leave a little bit of leeway because you're going to tuck under even more now and push. Yeah, don't worry too much about elbows and hands. We'll sort that out in a second. So tuck under, maybe 75%. Really tuck under, reach your maximum, and then expand. So if you watch my back from the side, you'll see tuck under, it's beginning to round very slightly, and then I really tuck under, it's rounded a little bit more. And now I just release it and push, and you see my spine is more vertical. So you don't overdo this, but you need to, it's about flexibility here really. You need to be able to really tuck your bottom underneath like this and lift up, so that now this, you are using these muscles, definitely. These muscles tense, for want of a better word, I don't like the word, but they contract. Whereas these expand. And if you're tight on the back here, they won't expand very well. And that's what you're really practicing here. Now then, we're talking about elbows, push, and hands. Yeah, okay. So when you come to do the exercise, let's go this way. What I'm really thinking of is this. So get your weight on your front leg, put your right leg for you, is it? Okay, sit back. And now drop your elbows to your hips. Okay, now you're going to tuck under even more. The push starts with, you could argue, the tip of my tailbone. Use that push first. Now that's already coming forwards. Now it travels to the elbows and then it travels to the hands. So what really happens is you tuck under And then the energy will go to your shoulders next, then to your elbows, then to your wrists. And finally, when you start sitting back, to the fingers. That's the last thing. But it's on the way back. So this is on the way back. Ready? Here we go. Right foot forward for you. And sit back. Elbows to hips. Tuck under 75%. Now give it a little bit more, 80, 90, whatever. And now think to your shoulders. Now think to your elbows. Now think to your wrists. Palms, fine. And now draw your tummy in and let the fingers release. Pull your tummy in. And the back's beginning to open. So that's really the way back is the start of the tucking under. That's the beginning of it. Other foot. Okay, release the wrists. So in a second, we're going to sit back and release this. Release the wrists. Okay, this is the start of your tucking under. You should already be drawing up here slightly. If you don't, you're leading back with your bum. And if you imagine someone's grabbing hold of you here, both hands, and pulling you, so someone's standing here and pulling your arms this way, if you do this, you've just given them your hands and you're going to fall forwards. So we have to lead with the backside, yeah? Or really lead with here, actually. Okay, ready? 1, release, tucking under. Now you're sitting back, tuck under more. Tuck under 75%, give it another 5, 80, and elbows and hands.